welcome to our Alpha Media podcast, Ep.4. Um, and also, probably the one everyone's been waiting for, really, and what we're into is why affiliate marketing. So, why affiliate marketing is the best business model, basically, to put it in long terms. Um, so, we've got like some questions lined up for one another to sort of talk through and give sort of people that maybe have never heard of it before but are interested. Um, Sort of or like beginner stage, sort of what it is, the idea around it, our views on it, and sort of experience with it and everything. So Dave, um, can you explain what affiliate marketing is for the viewers, please?
Absolutely. So, welcome everyone. Obviously, I do apologize for this amazing hat. I've got on holiday one year, and I've decided just to wear it on this podcast. But for professional reasons, I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna take that off now. So let's get serious. Let's straight to business. So let me just put that away. There you go. Now that's gone. Let's go. Right. So essentially, what marketing or affiliate marketing is, it's obviously marketing arrangements by which obviously an online retailer gets commission or pays commission, as I should say. Sorry, apologies for that. Pays commission to an external, obviously, person or a website for traffic, obviously, that's been provided, obviously, or sales generated from its referrals. So essentially, you as an individual promote someone else's product, and they pay you commission based on that, through various ways. So obviously, traffic, social medias and things like that.
Yeah, well put.
Oh
So
yeah.
we do you want to cover off like what is high ticket affiliate marketing and the benefits of that? Like that's what we do specifically.
Um. Yeah, well, essentially, what we could do is obviously just sort of we gotta do is we gotta go through the sort of the steps and what we sort of prepared for you guys. So obviously, you said you know what the obviously affiliate marketing is, and what you need to obviously then do to then become obviously an affiliate marketer. Obviously, there are different steps and stuff like that. So I think that's probably the best way to sort of go about it. Don't you think?
Yeah, but we will come on to that. But I was just saying, like higher ticket affiliate marketing, like what is sort of the benefits of that, and like why specifically did we pick that over? I guess probably the best way of putting it over just regular sort of ClickBank and like other ways of affiliate marketing.
So the high ticket obviously is what essentially what it is obviously it's got more value and more benefit. That's what obviously you know in my eyes and you probably your eyes as well. It's obviously got more value. Obviously, it's worth a little bit more as well. Obviously, because the the commissions are obviously slightly a little bit different. So they are pretty much and high ticket ones are a bit more niche specific as well, aren't they? Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Um, Obviously, there are different sort of niches and things like that, but obviously the high ticket ones are sort of obviously got most value essentially um, for what you get. Care to add to that, Benjamin?
Yeah, so high ticket affiliate marketing is better commissions and usually they're software based products um, because the company um, can afford to give you a bigger percentage, a bigger margin with a software based product rather than a physical product. So maybe most people out there have heard of Amazon um, affiliate program where you can be an affiliate on physical products. So like a TV, whatever, a video game, whatever, ring light, microphone example. You can be a affiliate for a physical product, but you're looking more like 1 and 2%. So you'd have to sell like 1,000 a day to like make a decent, like it's more volume. You'd have to sell more a day to make a living from it. So it's a lot harder.
Yeah,
But with high ticket affiliate marketing, you can get a software based product and just sell one of them a day or one of them within a week. and it could be like for most people, I guess, in a normal job is like a month's wage. So, so yeah, that's the difference. They can afford to give you anywhere between 50% upwards, so 70, even some products are 100% commission, which you think, how
It's
can they
crazy.
do that? How can they
Yeah.
do that? Give you 100%, but it's because you're giving them leads and sales and promotions on a what they call a base product or a lower end ticket product, and then they get more money through the upsells through the what they call the ladder. So they get more money off the upsells. So that's why they can afford to give you 100% commission
Yeah.
on the first product that you refer them to. So the other benefits as well for high ticket affiliate marketing is they can be like monthly, so they could be like rebill as they call it. So you get once
Or
you've referred
recurring.
someone and recurring, and they stay on that product. And if they ever do upsell, you get the commissions from that upsell because you're the one who referred them, so you referred them for life, the life of that relationship with that product, basically. So that's another great thing. So you refer 10 people onto a rebuild product, um, you could be within the thousands, and then the next month you refer another 10, you go up again, and obviously double that money within the thousands, and so on. It just keeps building up. So there's a lot of benefits. That's why we specifically teach and focus and went into high ticket affiliate marketing.
Yes, and on that note, obviously, everyone's sort of question is, oh, do actually affiliate marketers make money? And yes, so obviously a little sort of bit of information. So obviously the bottom, obviously 10% of affiliate sort of marketers earn, and this is obviously a ballpark. Don't fully quote us on this, about $37,000, and obviously the top 10 for the commissions can go up to like 70, $80,000 if you know what I mean. So it is quite a big scope. As again, that is depending how you sort of market the product, isn't it? Because everyone, and again, we're going back online. People can sell you anything in terms of do this in 30 days you'll be a millionaire. It doesn't work like this. There is some key things that you need to do as an individual if you want to be successful with that particular product. Yeah. So just going on to the sort of the steps, because we sort of, just for you guys, we sort of written some steps for us that we want to sort of go through it. So the sort of the first one that I want us to sort of cover off, obviously, is the sort of deciding your niche. So obviously niche being obviously what you want to sort of go for. So for everyone been out there, do you want to sort of talk about that a little bit? So obviously, why is it important to obviously to pick the right sort of niche for affiliate marketing?
Yeah, so niche is sort of the area that you want to focus, be or most passionate about industry, and they say that the top three to focus on is health, wealth, and relationships, and then niche down from there. So get more hyper focus from there. So if you was to go into health, you probably focus on weight loss or diet. And if you was to niche down again further than that, you'd focus on a keto diet specifically, and you'd have keto diet products that are out there, and you can just easily search through Google or through watching YouTube videos, obviously, to find out more about these products and what those products are. Um, Also, you have what they call affiliate like networks and big platforms where they have a lot of affiliate products in one place, which is what a lot of people tend to teach online. Um, but to find the real high ticket ones, you need to sort of do your research and go into Google and go on a bit of a like a deeper research to find them big products. So
Yeah, and just to add to that, actually, I will say it's obviously also with regards to obviously niche where you go, and you also need to be sort of involved in a way with the with what you want to sort of promote, if you know what I mean. Because what tends to happen is a lot of people just tend to obviously promote it. Oh yeah, because that's the easiest way to do it. But you have to be in sort of. I will say this: in love with the product and in love with the idea, and be in love with a specific niche in question. If you know what I mean, because it all needs to come from you being and having the experience, and obviously you then trying to obviously sell to other individuals who are going to have the same experience, better experience, isn't it? It's all about loving the product. You just not do it because you have to do it. It's all about loving the particular niche, if you know what I mean. Us, for example, yes, there was a lot of things that we were first researching, a lot of different things that we obviously we tried. Are we loving this? Are we enjoying this in particular? And finally, we have come across the right one, I think. But yeah, a lot of research is needed for that, guys. So you can't just obviously pick the best one. And also, a lot of people again on the internet will sell to you that if you go for the health, the custom keto diet or stuff like that, try to avoid that because it's very saturated. So a lot of people are, online world doing it. So try to be more unique as well as you go about things.
Yeah, no, I think that's some good points there, to be fair, Dave. Um, so obviously we started off covering off finding your niche, choosing
Yeah.
your platform. So you just covered that off. So what sort of, like, if you're going to pick an affiliate network, it's basically that. Um, find a relevant affiliate program. So you've covered that off. Um, create valuable content. So can you just elaborate on that point?
Yeah, so a little bit to, and I'm sort of going to bring some of those points together, but yeah, so look at looking at obviously sort of the valuable content. So every single piece of content that you provide or everything that you try to obviously upsell on the social media side, it needs to have some sort of value behind it. You can't just obviously stick it on the internet like I said before and just hope for the best, hope that it's gonna sell you, tens and thousands of products. It doesn't work like this. You have to put some value before it. So research the product, check the product, see if it's valid, see if it's good. You have to bring some value to it. So what is that person going to have if they're going to buy that product? What is the end goal for that? If it's a software, what is the software going to give him? If it's a product, what is the product going to give him? And again, that goes just, you have to do your research. You have to put the time in to actually research the right product. Again, looking at the different platforms, again, looking at the products, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be doing exactly the same thing. You might have to go sort of a bit on in a different direction, and obviously find something else, and obviously try to find value in that. But yeah, essentially, it's just you have to give that end consumer a reason for it to buy it. Essentially, in a nutshell, that's what it is, isn't it? That you have to obviously in the content or social media promoted, you have to sort of present that in the best way possible.
Yeah, I would say on the back of that is when starting out, you need to try and hit sort of really good valuable content, but at sort of a ratio of volume as well. You need to work that out for yourself. What is a sort of a realistic volume of what you can achieve? And there's tools out there to help you achieve that. So like social media planners for posts and stuff like that. Um, to
Yeah, there is a
obviously
lot
more
out there.
time saving and stuff. Um, but you got to find that ratio that gets you results. Like there's some affiliate marketers out there that hardly ever post and they're like making the most money. So that goes to say that the value they give and the way they market and come across is
It's key.
obviously is key and working. But then there's other people that are just pure volume of content, but with that value still there. Maybe not as much as the first example, but there's still that essence of value there, and they're making similar or slightly less in conversions, or maybe more. Like every sort of person's different; it's all individual. So
Yeah. it's how you come across as a person as well. Are you quite quite good in terms of obviously selling to people, in terms of, you've done the research, you've done everything. How are you going? How are you comfortable obviously to sell this to individuals? How are you obviously presenting the content? Yes. And what you've actually said was, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of good marketers, within few posts, few times, they'll generate that sale. Other people, it'll take you 10, 20, 30, and then you're still not going to be anywhere, isn't it? But it's also with that valuable content, to what you've actually touched upon, it's how you posting it, on what you doing it, because you can't just. So, for example, if you find out that it doesn't work the first time, how are you going to then engage with that particular audience? How are you going to do that? So again, you've said about those different sort of platforms that help you schedule. Scheduling is kind of important, especially in that space, because again, you can't start this with, I was going to say, nothing. So you are going to bound to start while having a full time job. Let's say that. So obviously, for you to save as much time as possible, you need to schedule the content, don't you? So obviously, spend one day essentially putting all the posts, putting all the sort of content that you're on for a whole week, for 2 weeks. So you sort of got that going. But that's key. There's a lot out there. And I think what we're going to do is with this podcast in particular, on our YouTube especially, we're going to put some obviously links down below for you guys, just to obviously check them out, so you guys can obviously have some sort of an idea where to start and what to go about, how to go about things. All right.
And now, quick break for adverts.
I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about what we're about here at Alpha Media. We inspire others to start an online business, give them the blueprints, show them the way to start making their first commission online and escape the 9 to 5. We should have a link listed somewhere, either around or beneath this video in the description. If you click on that link, you'll go through to a web page. On that web page there'll be a video with myself or Dave talking through what those sort of next steps look like and through that process. Apart from that, thank you for taking the time to watch our content and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Cool. Right. So just to obviously elaborate on a couple of points before, and obviously just to ask you sort of, from our sort of perspective. So in terms of sort of building an audience, and how do you go about it? How you want to sort of describe how sort of we went as a business about it? What you need to do, what are the steps?
Yeah, so obviously we're still in very early stages, um, but you just got to use, I guess, the audience you already have, because everyone's got some sort of social media following and stuff as like a baseline. But just be consistent and commit to certain platforms. Don't try to be everywhere. So this is a mistake that we did wrong, is we tried to be everywhere all at once. And you end up doing like,
Yeah.
that's where it comes back to what we said before, with the values then starts getting compromised, because you start like half efforting all these areas, and then you try to be everywhere, but then you end up being nowhere. So try and like be hyper focused on one or two at the most sort of platforms. So
Yeah.
you want to pick social medias based on how they work and their algorithms and how their business actually works themselves. So, for example, you've got the difference between like pure visual and pure content, like volume, versus some that are like searchable search engines and searchable content. So YouTube's good because it's a searchable platform, and that stuff stays on there a lifetime. So you can really
Yeah.
build up a portfolio, and sort of video that could be set on there in 5 years' time could still make you commissions with your link and bio and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I guess that's like probably a foundational platform that most affiliate marketers have probably got. TikTok's a powerful one at the minute because of more reach of views and more sort of algorithms, not as tight as like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. It's also very visual again with videos, but just short little videos. Um, but then you've got like Instagram and Facebook where it's like if you just put one post out for that one day or one post that week, it just gets swallowed up within minutes and is not seen. Like you've got to
Yeah.
be pure volume as well as trying to give value. So, and a lot of the platforms now, which most people probably realised without realising, is that most of them, because TikTok's changed the game, are going more visual and more video. So video social media content is more engaging than regular photo and post. Obviously, if you're marketing, you want to do like a mixture of, you want to split test basically and do a mixture of each
Yeah.
type of content to try and find what works for you. Like um, going live on Instagram and TikTok and stuff is very effective as well as you build up an audience. So I know some people in this space that are doing very well from just lives alone. They'd post in their TikTok video one or two a day, consistently giving value, and then they're throwing in that live. Um, so yeah, there's different ways of going about it with the audience, but you've got to do your research. And like I say, don't overstretch yourself. Try and keep it hyper focused. And the point I'm trying to get across for the beginners really is that do your research in terms of if you're going to pick two social media platforms, what's the best two? And it doesn't have to be social media. A lot of people do well in affiliate marketing with blogs, but or like Facebook groups, but they do say that those kind of things are more of a long-term strategy, something that's going to take a little bit longer than social media. But I will say, like Dave said before, people teaching on the internet that you can basically be a millionaire, earn loads overnight. Well, you need to be realistic, is that, like, obviously, it's a bit obvious that it's going to take a period of time to build up an audience, get noticed. And I don't know if you've got anything to add on that, sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I think there is this saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, everything takes time. Everything's got its sort of blocks. You have to schedule everything. You have to do everything. Everything takes time. Consistency is the key. I will say this to everyone who wants to start. You need to be consistent with what you're doing. Whatever the platform you're doing it, you need to be constantly posting. You need to be consistent with what you do. And you need to add the value, like you just said, Ben. Yeah, it's absolutely true. You have to add value to what you're doing. You know, there are times when you haven't got the time to do it. We've all done it before. Still be regular. Still try to post something. So obviously that your audience still sees a piece of content out there with relevant to obviously to the product. But yeah, you need to be consistent. You have to schedule. You have to be consistent. You have to have the value in the content. Yes, those are kind of the three things I was going to say. Obviously, TikTok. Going back to what you have described. Obviously, TikTok being one of those sort of new, in my opinion, is like sort of a new kid on the block. So what I mean by that is you had your Snapchat, you had the revolution with that. You had your Facebook, you had the revolution with that. You've got Instagram, revolution with that. When obviously everyone was sort of enjoying Instagram, everything was. It still happens, yeah. Now you've got TikTok, new kid on the block, who obviously is allowing content creators to shoot small sort of videos on their mobiles that engage with millions of people. You know, that is amazing. You know, like in terms of obviously, if you want to become an affiliate marketer, I think you know TikTok being a platform is quite good, quite like useful as well because there's a lot of different people out there that are creating content as well, and you can learn from them as well. For a lot of professionals, we've seen some people that are, you know, 1 million, 2 million worth of followers that are doing obviously that sort of they're in the space as us. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we've looked at those people because again we're sort of starting business. So obviously we need to learn from some individuals how they do it and how they do go about it. Yeah, there's a lot of things, but yeah, I will say obviously TikTok to start now is probably the best way to go about affiliate marketing and start promoting because you engaging with that potential sort of customer, aren't you, on that platform? It's got the best engagement because people are scrolling up, video. So you're engaging. There's just some people, and I know that obviously they'll go on TikTok for hours, so they're bound to come across your content on there. But yeah, that's just I was sort of wanted to add on piece to what you've said. It is like. Yeah, it is good. Where we are now to where we were 10, 20 years ago, it's probably the best time to obviously start an online business, affiliate marketing. It gives you the most freedom as well in terms of obviously that. I don't think we haven't discussed that. So in terms of obviously affiliate marketing compared to the other sort of things out there online, I think it's probably the best one if you want to have that sort of work-life balance as well. Even more, to be fair, you probably agree with me on that.
Yeah, I will elaborate on what you just said there, but there's one thing I want to throw into what you were just saying a minute ago is that the sort of tips and tricks really is that you've got to um, recycle, reuse your content. Um, so start doing YouTube, create a YouTube video or podcast or whatever. Then they can be sliced up into little clips that can become your TikToks and your short-term content, as well as obviously creating that short-term content as well. But it's about working smart as well as working hard with it. So, and that will help with your consistency across them all because you're going to have a bulk backup of content that you can sort of lean into and rely on, sort of thing, which is valuable at the same time. Usually, when you take time to create a YouTube video, you've put in a lot of value into that video, a lot of time. So, slicing up that big video into a little video is going to be easy to transition that value across into short-term content. Is what I'd say on that. And then moving on to what you were just saying, Dave, is that I believe it is the best business model out there because when you're starting a business, and this is what I found when we were trying to find the idea and start out and doing all the research in the start of 2020, is that when you start a business, you've got to be, I think the phrase is, you've got to wear many hats. You've got to be many hats within your businesses. That you've got to be a marketer, you've got to be the salesperson, you've got to be the customer service, you've got to be the fulfillment and the back end. You've got to be there, like quality checking of the products. Like if you're doing Shopify or like e-commerce and a physical product, you've got so much to think about that what you tend to do is give a little 20% spread across. If you look at it a pie chart, you look at like little percentages on all of it. But with affiliate marketing, someone else, the other companies covering off the fulfillment, they're doing the customer service, they're explaining the products, doing the upsells, they're covering a lot of it. All you've got to focus on is marketing and getting the lead. So you can give 100% to marketing and content creation. So I believe it's the best business model because the amount of commissions you get and money you get for, I guess, I don't want to say effort because it all takes a lot of effort, whatever you do. But I guess the amount of focus on just marketing alone and getting that kind of money is brilliant. Like if you do actual marketing within a company and you're employed on a salary, you still don't get nowhere near what you'd get doing affiliate marketing. That's what kind of message I'm trying to get across, basically. So, like, the ideal thing is to pick a core high ticket product and build a business around it. And there's nothing stopping you from promoting many products. So you're only going to increase your revenue. So I don't know if you got anything I haven't covered off or within that, Dave. Or...
So a little bit in terms of obviously, yeah. So affiliate marketing, like you have obviously described as one of those sort of business online businesses that yeah, you essentially are. Because I've done this before, and I can tell from my experience. Because essentially, this podcast is about obviously us and telling about our experiences and stuff like that. So I've tried the Shopify game. And yes, to what you've described is you essentially are the marketer, the fulfillment center, the promoter, the content creator as well, because obviously you have to then obviously distribute that all that. Obviously you have to obviously be the creator of the online shop as well. So you've all those bits that takes time and takes the effort. And when you start it, so when you start as potentially obviously the future Shopify, you haven't got all this time, or because you've got other things that you have to do. You know what I mean? Because on day one, Shopify is not going to like provide you with sales, and that's proven. There's people out there that'll tell you in day one, yeah, of course you can. No, you can't. You have to be consistent before you do it. But the trouble is with Shopify, and they try to streamline it as much as possible. You are pretty much essentially everything that you've described. You essentially from what point A to point B or point C, point D, you literally all those different points to create one little thing for them to be for the end consumer. Affiliate marketing essentially is just one thing you do, market the, and I will say this, and obviously we are allowed to say on this podcast, you just promote the crap out of it. So you have to do your best to add the best value to the content that you are releasing online. For that consumer then to grab it. That's essentially what you're doing. That's pretty much it. This is why that sort of business is the best out there, I think. We've tried SMMA, and I'll bring this point on. We've tried different ones. So we've tried SMMA, which we thought is going to be, again, one of those great things that's going to happen. Some people are successful with it. Some people aren't. We weren't made for this, to be fair, because our sort of struggles and how we were essentially from the minute that you wake up to the minute that you go to sleep. You have to be constantly there, try to find new potential clients, customers, reach out to them, do things. And that's one of those things then the love disappears for the idea. For me, it died down because obviously you try your hardest every single day, weekend, not a weekend, whatever, and you're not getting anywhere. On that day 14, day 21, whatever, the love for it is going to like disappear. With this, it's a bit different because you try to obviously find different ways how to promote the product, and then you get somewhere with it, and then you promote it, and that's essentially it. So for me, like you described, is best thing out there, isn't it? And it's still growing. It's one of those things that will never sort of like I feel essentially won't die down. There's always different ways of obviously promoting products. There's always going to be there, and there's new products coming out daily that will allow you just to promote it further. You know what I mean? So it is great. In my eyes, it's great.
Yeah, like I think like SMAs are just very similar to Shopify, and a lot of them are very similar. Is that especially when you're just starting out as a beginner, you've got to learn a lot of skills, and depending on what line of work you did before, like some people are younger in this game, some people like in this generation now are straight off the back of school, researching on YouTube and researching side hustles and online and get straight into it. So they've got a very limited set of skills unless they've learnt it in a college class or at school. But you've got to learn many, like I said before, many heads, many skills. At least with affiliate marketing, you can be very hyper focused. Is that you learn about marketing and sales. You just learn how to become a better marketer, which then takes your time of doing everything like this straight down to this, just so laser focused on, right, all I need to research is how do I get person from point A to point B, basically from cold traffic, not even thinking today I want to purchase a product, to wow, I didn't know about this idea, and fulfilling and like I say, purchasing the product. So
yeah.
So yeah, do you want to cover off? Sorry, did you want? I was about to move on to how to
You go,
capture
my
it.
friend. You
It's going to move on to how to capture your leads. So what I'd say is before I sort of pass it on to you, Dave, is that um, on the online space, and it's still in 2022, which is I find bizarre how it is, but I guess it's just people on YouTube just wanting to create content, so they try and make out it's a new strategy. It's not, but there's so many people teaching so many old methods of post a link or spam a link into a Facebook group or spam a link here or put it on what they like to call a free ad platform and just keep putting loads of ads up every day and all this. And it's all stuff that's not going to build a sustainable business. So you're not going to build a foundation. And it's very much working hard and smart as well, because to put a free ad up or loads of them a day, it comes back to the SMA thing. You've got to be there morning till night, sitting there, manually typing, manually posting an affiliate link
yeah.
in. And you can't just use the same product then either. You need to pick an array of products. And I think it's crazy. Like, why is this even being taught still now? Like, why do you think it's even being taught now? Is it just views on
Um,
YouTube and comment or content? Sorry.
Absolutely, 110%. And whoever's going to comment on this and say it's absolutely absurd, no, 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 is right. Like, it's like they're just doing it for the views. I've been, and I think I said this on podcast number one. I've tried to dab with different bits of affiliate marketing somewhere else. I've tried a different sort of program, as they call, and I've noticed a lot of things that they were doing. They're so 2016, 2017, 2018 kind of thing. You're sort of like, well, I've done this ages ago. This is definitely not going to work. And like lo and behold, yeah, it didn't. It didn't generate anything. It didn't create anything. And you follow step by steps, and it doesn't work. That goes obviously again for saying for the YouTube. Yes, there is a lot of people out there that are going to create loads of content for you just to watch. Essentially, YouTube is a platform for people to watch videos, right? So what people are thinking, right? Okay, how can I engage with that potential viewer? What do I need to do? Well, catchy title, if they're obviously looking again, we're going to this where we are as a society and where we are as a world, right? Everyone needs extra money. Everyone needs a bit of side hustle. Everyone needs, a bit of extra there on the side to obviously, to buy this, go on holiday, whatever the situation is. So what they're going to do, obviously, they're going to go to a platform where obviously you can watch videos, and then engage with that potential, obviously, creator, who just created obviously a video for you to watch, and then you try it, and it doesn't work. So that brings me to obviously things that I was going to talk to you about. It's obviously what we are doing and what we've used. It's one of those, learned methods. They're tried methods by a lot of people, and actually they've generated a lot of profit because they followed a step-by-step process. So obviously what we are promoting is 15-day challenge. Is within 15 days you're learning the essential skills, what you need to do to create multiple sources of income online with online businesses. You know, and that's easy as that. There's nothing more to it at all. If you follow those steps, yeah, you're bound to be successful with it. But yeah, as an individual, you need to cut out all the crap out of the internet and what you look at. You have to sort of filter it down to a bare minimum and just obviously see what's really truth, what isn't. Again, people on there will create videos after this podcast is made, still try to engage with potential people, thinking obviously, oh yeah, it'll work, it'll not work. But, it won't. They're just doing it for the views. Essentially, I'm done ranting on. It's done for the views.
So just coming back to sort of what Dave says with the products that um, we strongly promote, we have used the product. We've been on the other side and the inside of the sort of product and the learning and understanding. And you need to get yourself in that position, whatever product you pick, is that you know inside and out and you truly, genuinely believe it's a good product. And don't be fake with it, really. Promote something that you generally believe in, which is what we're doing. And the great thing is the product we're promoting actually teaches you everything we're now saying in this podcast. So you can listen to this, go away, do the 15-day challenge, and learn how to start an online business within 15 days to a month and beyond. Like, learn more about how to create a sales funnel, how to capture leads, which was the next point I was going to come on to. How do you capture them people that are hitting your content and actually transition them onto the product and purchasing it? And it's through the means of a sales funnel. I'm not going to break down a sales funnel today on this podcast because it'd probably become too lengthy and too much for beginners. But if you want to know more about this, then click the link in the bio. We'll see you on the other side. We'll talk to you about the blueprints and put you through to the challenge.
Nicely said. And yeah, to what you say, and it is correct. There is a lot more to it. We're just literally just covering the sort of the top part of it, sort of the basic, what is it essentially and how to go about it. But yeah, in future sort of podcasts, we're going to break it down into pieces and to the right sort of ways of doing it and creating and trying to be successful and being successful. So yeah, if you don't try it, you'll never find out. It is a genuine thing. It is actually a genuine thing. Like, it's something that we've used, that we're currently still using, that we're still currently learning from, because there's a lot of new things that it keeps coming out with. But yeah, it's essentially it's a great product, and it doesn't. And I will say this: it doesn't cost $1 million as well. It's something. Essentially for the price of 2 cups of coffee, you can start living a better life, essentially, if you follow those steps. If you follow the 15-day challenge, if you follow it step by step, if you do everything what they say, for that price of 2 cups of coffees, you can essentially within, let's say, 12 months time, be financially free. That's what essentially is all about.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been quite lengthy, this podcast, and it was mainly aimed at beginners and maybe people that have never heard of this before. And I didn't want to make it too chunky and overwhelming. Obviously, if you're wanting to know more about it, like I said, and we said, links there in the bio. But yeah, we just sort of end it out there, really. That's sort of it for today. If you are watching this on YouTube, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for sort of letting you know when we next post. It all means a lot. Any comment, any sort of feedback or comments in the comment section would be greatly appreciated. If there's any other topics you want to do, maybe if people out there do want to know more about what we're saying and they want us to do podcasts on or videos on individual segments of what we said today, then we'd be up for that. But just let us know in the comments down below.
Yes, and also if you have any questions in the meantime, find us on Instagram, drop us a DM, and more than happy to help, more than happy to support, more than to guide you in the right direction where you need to be, or where you want to be, essentially, because it is scary. It is quite scary world out there with what you can achieve and what you can do, and it's quite scary starting something new. We've been in the same position. It is, but you need to make that step if you want to be financially free. If you want to have a different life, a different future for you as an individual, or for your family and friends, if you want to provide them the best life they ever want to have, yeah, you need to make that step. And obviously, we're sort of giving you the guide to that and providing you with steps to it. So yeah, drop us a DM, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
And I'd say that on our next video, we're hoping to have someone from a different industry, in a different space. So that'd be quite interesting, and some sort of interesting different perspectives on what they've learned and what they teach in their industry compared to obviously us. So just make you aware of that and just keep watching our content and look out for that. So Thank you. See
We're
you
gonna
next
end it
time.
there. See you later,
Yeah,
guys.
over and out. Bye.